those unfortunate things. It's one to where you wish you just had all your guys.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I'm just saying like you wish you had maybe like Larry Nance. You wish you had Jalen Johnson, but unfortunately, those guys probably not walking through the door, especially Jalen.
Mm.
So, with that being said, so it's going to be interesting. Some matchups matter. When you get to the playoffs,
Yeah.
I don't believe unless what are the name of Detroit Pistons, unless they go on some kind of skid, I don't see us overtaking them with only 11 games left, and we have 11 games left. We're 5 games behind them. If they was to go maybe like on maybe 10-game losing streak, 8-game losing streak, maybe, but I just don't see that team with their schedule.
Yeah.
So their last, I'm saying, like doing that. So
Right.
7th seed is probably like the best that the Hawks can do. If the Hawks are smart, well, I ain't gonna say if the Hawks are smart. The Hawks can execute. I believe that they can stay at that 7th seed because we have the Magic twice, we have the Heat once. Within these 11 games. So right there, that's going to be a battle to the end. So the Magic, they want to try to get a home game. Of course, we want a home game. And honestly, I do believe that it's going to be the Hawks and the Magic and the 7th and the 8th seed. That's what I really do believe. But we'll see. But as far as the playoffs goes, it's all about matchups. You guys know how that goes, man. It's all about matchups. You're 2-1 against Boston, 2-1 against the Cavs. The only difference is, the last time we played the Cavs, of course, we didn't have JJ.
Right.
So compared to when we played them the first 2 times, and pretty much hit them with the back-to-back. So, I mean, I'm interested to see how that may go, but I'm thinking it's going to be Hawks versus Celtics again. And hey, we'll see what happens, man, because I believe that the Hawks are fine-tuning their repertoire as far as like with chemistry, as far as camaraderie, as far as I said guys are making shots. Like the last 3 games, I said the Hawks are even been playing some good defense, and I feel like it could have been better, especially in the fourth quarter, because I know one game we had 9 turnovers in the fourth, even though we were up big. Teams kind of like cutting down that lead. Against the Sixers, we was up by 27 at one point in time, but you see what the end result was. So we just got to, finish strong because, we need to get that muscle memory. We have the playoffs coming up, and you all are going to have to be able to finish strong because playoffs is 48 minutes, all go. So you got to do that, man. Hawks got a chance, though, man. We'll see how far they can go, and I wanted to see how far we can go so we can actually see what we have moving toward the offseason. We don't need to do any drastic moves maybe or anything like that. So it's going to be important.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. And this is going to sound so stupid when I say it's going to sound ridiculous. I'm going to let you know. On the stupid-o-meter, this is going to be a 20 out of 10. Yes, because it's going to sound stupid. But I don't feel bad going into the playoffs against Cleveland or Boston because we beat them both. Quite candidly. Now, I'm not saying we're going to definitively win. I'm not jumping off that bridge. But what I will say is it would not surprise me if we get Cleveland or Boston if it goes 7. Now, that doesn't mean it will. And I tell you what, if we can get what's his name? The center. What's his name, Chris? He's out.
Capella.
No. What's his name? Larry Nance. If we could get him back,
Larry Nance.
I think is Larry Nance out for the year?
It feels that way, bro, because he still was dealing with that shin, and he's already back. And I mean, we'll see. Honestly, you got to think about this too. Even if he is back, is he going to be added to the playoff roster just because he hasn't played and other guys have?
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
You even see that Clint Capella has really. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on with him. I'm not sure if he's a healthy scratch. Not sure if they're just holding him out. But if you realize, we're trying to get used to life without Clint Capella because other guys are getting his minutes. Mo G, with Barlow. We're seeing guys like that. Of course, Double O. All those guys are getting the minutes. It's like, okay, we're trying to set up and get ready for life without Capella.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like to me. What it looks like to me. I mean, so he's out for personal reasons, out for family reasons and stuff like that. Then I'll see him on the bench. The braids look fresh, but he just, he's in street clothes. So
yeah,
I'm not. You said what now? Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm with you. It could be that he just, I don't know that Clint's been the kind of guy to be pissed because he's not playing. He seems like a team guy, but maybe they've just said, look, we're not going to play you, and if you want to sit on, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm like, it's the ultimate mystery. I don't know what the hell's going on, Clint Bell. It's been going on for that last couple of months though, and no one seems to know what the hell's going on. Especially that last leave he did, we was just away from a team, just away.
Yeah,
and no one knows. And then I think someone says like personal reason like that. But here we are again.
Yeah, gotta do some housekeeping, fellas. Mike, how you doing, man? Mike says, fellas, what's going on, Mike? We got Robert Blackman in the chat this morning. Good morning, Robert. How you doing, man?
All Brand well. Rising, sir. Brand rising.
All right. So, speaking of,
I just gotta say something right quick, T. Will. And I just need your input on, like, I guess I'm not trying to be devil's advocate, and I've heard a narrative that, likewise, narratives like the one you just said about you don't feel bad or you don't feel sense of urgency if we play the Cavaliers or if we play the Celtics because we beat them. But like I said, my only rebuttal is that individuals keep saying that, but then I look back, it's like, okay, who did we have when we beat them? We had JJ. We had Bogey, and now it's a whole different dynamic. So the way the team is combined, structured right now, that's all. That's all I'm saying is that we got to look at this to say the team we had when we were beating those teams early in the season is not the team that we have now.
That's a fair point. Yeah, that is a fair point. But what I would counter with, my friend, and Chris, you can chime in on this too. Number one, you really didn't get much from Bogey, right? Now, if you want to say JJ, fine. That's a force. Now, I'm not going to fight you on that one. You are 100% right on that.
But quick thing about JJ.
Okay.
He's been gone since January, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So yeah. Now the man been gone since January. Last time he played was like the game against the game. Where he did his shoulder. I forgot the team who it was right now. But what I'm saying. But still, it was back in January. It was back in January though.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, JJ's been gone since January. JJ still leads the team in the average of points in the paint with 11.8.
Damn.
He still leads the team and has been gone. So that just lets you know, like, JJ is somebody who gets downhill, who gets into the paint. We know he dunks a lot. But once he gets downhill, get out the way. So there's not a lot of guys that want to go toe to toe with JJ when he, when he gets in the air. So
absolutely,
that's
there it is, bro. There it is.
Let me put this out to the chat. Chat. Now, here's the thing, though, right? This team that we have constructed, they can play some ball. They can hit some threes. To me, they are better equipped to go up against teams of a certain ilk because we had no 3-point shot when Bogey was here and when we really didn't have it. Like that 3-pointer was shoddy at best. I think it's gotten better. Now that doesn't mean we will, but guys, if you feel comfortable in the chat, if you feel comfortable going up against Boston and Cleveland, where you think we could at least make it a 6 or 7 game series, drop a 1. If you think, no way, T. Will, you are out of your mind, you're bonkers. We're going to get swept or we're going to lose in 5, drop a 2. Let us know.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one thing. I don't believe we're going to get swept, and I don't believe we're going to lose in 5 either. It honestly, the only way that it doesn't go 6 or 7, really, I'm gonna say the only reason why it wouldn't go 7 is if the Hawks just can't find any answers against them, and I just don't see how that would happen. So I think with the development of Dyson Daniels being the point guard. Something that, I mean, he was doing that with New Orleans, but it's not to the degree that he's doing it here. He has way more freedom here to play his game than he did in New Orleans, point blank period.
For sure.
We already know, us guys that have played sports before, we already know it does mean the world when a coach does believe in you.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely, yeah, totally, bro.
So
totally,
that's another thing too, man. Dyson Daniels, he's coming here, he's playing his game. He's only 22, only 22 now, and I'm just saying he came up, and honestly, we're talking about the Defensive Player of the Year award, but Dyson Daniels should be in the running for that and Most Improved. I know he is, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like being a top candidate, maybe even being like number one, because I know people talk about Cade Cunningham, and I ain't gonna lie, salute to him,
bro.
But you look at Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels came from like averaging like 5 points, now averaging 15, almost 3 steals, getting rebounds. I love rebounding. When you're a guard and you rebound, I love that.
There it is.
You know, so that's an extra rebounder and an extra person that will get in there and take possessions away from the opposite team. So, you know, so like I love that as well, man. Dyson Daniels, like I said, we won the trade back in 18, and we won it in 24 too, man. Dyson Daniels with DeJounte Murray. If Landry does nothing else, we got to give Landry that Dyson Daniels one.
Yeah, no,
absolutely, man. And for sure, man. Another thing I want to say, man, I think we're seeing a superstar develop right in front of our eyes with Zachary Ricochet. And the thing about it is, bro, like this dude, he's humble. He sits back. He can play, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or he can play 35 minutes. But each time he gets in there, we're seeing him grow and develop on a regular basis, particularly with that 3-point shot.
Oh yeah.
And so now it's like we're seeing, like, there was a debate, I'm saying, of who should be getting number one. Well, we clearly got the right guy, I'm saying, with Ricochet. And just seeing, I'm excited just seeing him, the potential of him, JJ, Trey, Double O, Daniels. That in and of itself, how can I be excited about the future of the Hawks, but it all starts this season, see what we can do going to the playoffs. But yeah, I think that in reference to the standings, I think we have that number 7 spot just sealed, man. So,
and the thing about Ricochet, that's another thing too. Jalen Johnson
and Double O both also benefited off of the absence of Jalen Johnson. They both their games have elevated, especially the rookie. Especially the 19-year-old, who we already know he had flashes, but now he's gaining that confidence. And we already know it's not about how you start sometimes. It's about how you finish.
Right.
He started off slow. Started off looking like, oh, man, I don't know what we done. We don't know what we done. I mean, I've talked to fans. They didn't know what Ricochet was going to be around in December, around November.
Right.
Now you talk.
I'm one included,
everybody is raving about him because at the same time he's growing.
Right.
Do you realize that in the last 3 games, Ricochet has had games to where he is taken off in the third quarter, scoring, going on his own run streak. Like the man scored 16 points in the third quarter the other night, and 13 of them was a 13-0 run by himself. That was the second time in the last 3 games that he's went off in the third quarter like that, scoring 16 in the third by himself. I'm just saying, guys, like that right there is something that he was not doing in the beginning of the season. He's growing, guys, and he has Quinn that even though they do have a leash on him, it's like they're starting to let it go just a little bit more and just a little bit more and just a little bit more because he's showing. And Zachary Ricochet, if he can finish off this month strong, he's going to have his 2nd consecutive Rookie of the Month. And honestly, he's going to catapult himself, I believe, into maybe like the number 1 position over Stephen Castle. Stephen Castle has been number 1 all year, and he deserves it. But Zachary Ricochet is coming on strong. And if he can finish this season strong, he may overtake.
He can overcome as Rookie of the Year.
Hey man, he's been. I've been watching him, and that 3-pointer is getting better and prettier and better. And to Lisa's point, Lisa says I met Ricochet back in the summer, He's picked up some good weight and he's been playing well. He has picked up
Absolutely.
weight. If you take a
Great
look
show
at it,
last night too, y'all.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Y'all make sure y'all go back and check that out, man. They had a great show last night. Had a super fan from the Dirty Birds Nest. And hey, man, it was swagging and surfing. They were having a good old time. So y'all make sure y'all go back and check that out, man.
Yeah, last night was fun.
He will get his swag surf cardio on.
Oh man, hey. Shout out to Lisa Shepherd and definitely shout out to Miss Ardelia Austin. What a great person. What a nice young lady. What a fun time. So, yeah, definitely had a good time. Thank you for that. Michael says the beauty in losing JJ early is that we found ways to win without him. He's right. We are almost 500 without him. We're 17 and 18 without him. Now, let me tell you something, guys. Coming back next year, you got JJ coming back. If you re-sign Karis LeVert, and or golly, we just talked about
George Neal.
No. We got him. We got George.
Yeah, we got him and Terrence Mann. But Karis LeVert is the one that's on the fire.
Yeah, if you can sign him and sign what's his name, the center, Larry
Nance.
Yeah,
Larry Nance.
I think you got a squad, man. I honestly, I think you got a squad. Because let me tell you something, JJ adds a different element. You know, you got Karis coming off the bench. I mean, I'll take our guys, and they're there. It's not like you got to go above and beyond to do it. They're there. Right. They're on your roster. You've got the resources and the means to do it. You know, I just think what a great get that would be, man. First off, I can't wait for JJ to come back because then, bro, you got. Who are you starting anyway once JJ comes back? What's your starting five once JJ comes back?
Well, I mean, of course, right now we're just, having guys, kind of like rotating that position to see who can play the position. We're going to have Barlow there. We got Mo G there. I actually think that Mo G is going to eventually end up being the backup, but JJ's definitely starting. Shay's definitely starting. Dyson's starting. Trey's starting. Deboe starting.
Deboe starting. That's a starting five right there, bro. Yeah, that's a starting five right there.
My thing is I'm trying to figure out who's coming off the bench, especially at the center position, because Barlow, okay, but so we already know his height. Same thing, Capella, aspiring contract, and the fact that it's not sexy in the center department. You mean you can try to see if you can pull Miles Turner away from Indiana, but that's a long shot.
So y'all think Capella coming back next year?
No, absolutely not. No,
I don't think Capella's coming back next year because we're already trying to win without him, live life without him now. Right. But the thing about it is, in the offseason, there are not a lot of centers, and Clint Capella is on that list, and it's a possibility that you may have to give Clint Capella maybe a 1-year deal or something because there's nobody out there as far as centers go. So there is a possibility of that. But I think the Hawks should look to the draft and possibly see if they can get them a center out of the draft. The same thing I was saying last year is the same thing I'm going to say this year. I'm happy with Ricochet. I'm happy that, we went and got him over Alex Sarr or Donovan Clingan and all the stuff like that. I'm cool with that. But we still need another center because I believe that if we try to trade for one, it's going to cost too much because somebody's going to try to gut us. Somebody's going to try to get somebody or something extra.
That hurts.
And I'm not talking about those draft picks because we don't have those like that.
Yeah.
Talking about them trying to come get some of our players. Somebody, we got you a center. We got you Walker Kessler. What's going on with that Jalen Johnson? Y'all want to trade him? You see what I'm saying? It's going to be stuff like that. It's going to be crazy stuff. So I don't think I want to do it.
I'm being honest with you. I'm fine with what we got. If you bring back Karis LeVert and you bring back Nance and you got JJ coming back, I'm good with it because JJ adds a different element. Okay, because you got Ricochet with that jumper. You got Jaden Daniels' offense is getting better and better. His defense is otherworldly, but offensively, he's getting better before our eyes. You add JJ to that and Trey. I'll take our chances. Nance can hit you a 3-pointer. you know, we know that Quinn likes that. He likes bigs that can hit a three. You can space with him on the floor. You can space with him. I like Moji. I never thought I would complete that sentence. I did not. But I like Moji. I really do. I didn't. It's funny. Chris is laughing because I talk so much trash, but I love these Hawks. But behind closed doors, I'm probably the hardest on all my teams. I'm probably the hardest on my Hawks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I talk so much. I talk so much stuff working on percussion about Moji. That's why Chris is laughing, because I was like, I can't. And then we get him in there, and he's playing pretty good. Now that three, he's got to work on. But let me tell you something. Moji is gonna give you some defense, and Moji is cheaper than Clint, because basically that. And look, no disrespect to Clint. What's the difference? What is the difference right now between Moji and Clint? Nothing. And Clint's gonna get more money because he's a veteran, but you know, Clint can't hit a three. And again, I like Clint. Clint is a good dude. I'm not ripping him. I'm not
better rebounder and all that stuff. That's about it, honestly. I mean, he can't shoot. He can't shoot a jump shot.
He can't shoot. He can't shoot a free throw, right? So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know, when it comes to shooting the ball, anybody that can put the ball in the basket, you know, it's better than Capella on the offensive end. You know what I'm saying? Capella used to be, you know what I'm saying, like a capable shot blocker, but that has even gone down. So rebounding is his calling card. Trying to get in there and be a big body, you know, get the boards. That's what he's used to. But honestly, if Moji is there, especially if Moji can add a little weight to himself too, I mean, you can get that same production out of Moji over Clint Capella, which is another reason I don't think he'll be back. But it's one of those deals to where, just like the Falcons are doing, you know what I'm saying, they'll eventually end up having to bring somebody back that's familiar with the team, that knows the team, if it comes down to that.
Yeah, we got to get into the Falcons a little bit later. Got to do some housekeeping. Miss Carrie, baby, how are you doing this morning, Miss Carrie?
What's going on? Good morning to you as well. Good morning.
Carrie, how are you doing? Miss Carrie and I have been having an ongoing dialogue about one Kirk Cousins, and I got to be honest, y'all. Kirk, I'm about there, Miss Carrie. I'm about there. I'm about at my limit. What did dude say in Pulp Fiction? I'm a race car driver in the red right now. I'm in the red. Okay, Kirk is working my last nerve. We'll get into Kirk later. Carrie says, good morning, Chris, too. Michael says, nah, I need a center to replace. I mean, look at Mike. I'm not going to disagree with you, but we can't go back with Clint. And look at, you know, Nance has been all right, man. Because what Nance provides you, he may not be the defender that Clint is, but he can hit that three and he can score, right? Moji can defend. Barlow can defend. Where we are as far as our picks and salary cap, I'm okay with just signing Karras and Nance and running it back, man. Because I'm telling you, JJ is gonna make a big difference next year. JJ is a problem to deal with, and you add him to that Hawks, what we got now. I don't think we're gonna be 7th seed next year. I'm just gonna put it out there. You know, so I'm okay with it. And look, unless you're going, if you're going to trade for a superstar, you have to give up 3-4 guys anyway. And I don't know if the Hawks are ready.
And honestly, guys, this is not the offseason to do that. It's to me, in my opinion, right now, how I'm looking at it, unless something miraculous happens, like you know how things happen in the offseason. Oh, well, you know, guys may not want to be with teams no more.
Right.
But at the same time, if you look at it, if you just look around our Atlanta teams, period, guys, because I thought about this last night. 2025 is shaping up for the city of Atlanta, period, as let's see where we are. The Braves, let's see where we are in 2025. The Falcons, let's see where we are in 2025. Hawks, let's see where we are for the remaining of this season, see what the offseason brings, and see what we look like in 2025. And I bring that up because in 2026, all three of these teams have a chance to be in a better position when it comes to money, salary cap, talent, and free agency. 2026 but all three leagues, baseball, basketball, and football, can all be a year that Atlanta teams are major players.
Yeah, well, and that hey, man, that's a great. I'm sorry, Deboe. Go ahead.
No, we probably say the same thing, bro. Like you just brought up something that's a real good point for 26. That cap space all three teams are going to have to bring somebody up in here, especially the Falcons.
Yes, the Falcons got a boatload. I mean, what the Hawks, they'll be in a better position when it comes to the money. You know, a few things will fall off. I know a few things going to kick in as well, but yeah, and even the Braves when they you know, when the taxes and everything going to go back down, and they're going to be able to make more moves and try to get, you know, better players in here, or maybe, you know, critique some things. It's just 2026 is shaping up to be a good year for Atlanta.
You know what? That I did not think about that, Chris. That's a great point, brother. That is a very solid point, man. We are all going to be in a better position now, and we are in a hurry up and see, because to be honest with you, and again, maybe this is T Will being a homer. I can acknowledge, you know, I am a bit of a homer when it comes to I love my teams, man. I love my city. I've been in Atlanta since I was 3. I'm 54. I love my city, man. I love my city. I love my teams.
I love Atlanta, baby.
You know, man. So sometimes a little too much, but I see all three of these teams having successful campaigns. Quiet as it's kept, I think the Braves are going to be very good this year. I think the Braves are going to be very good this year. Braves are going to surprise the folks. I think the Braves, because look it with what, and it's funny because I don't know if it was Deboe or A1. One of my homies, one of y'all made a very good point. It was on a show I did. Look, I'm old, whatever. Somebody made the point. But you said that Terry Fontenot and Alex Anthopoulos basically did the same thing when it comes to making sure that you had adequate guys in spaces where you need it, right? So you go out and sign Jerickson Profar, which is good. It's a good signing. And it's probably the most premium one we did, or the sexiest one we did.
I think that signing right there about Profar, I think as long as he can stay healthy, we're going to benefit very well from that.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
It's going to be the best outfield in the National League, in my opinion. You got Profar, you got Money Mike, and Acuna when he comes back. You name me one outfield better.
I can't. Yeah. Or at least comparable, but I can't. I think, to your point, Deboe, I think this Braves team is going to be very good. Things are kind of falling in place for us. My only concern with the Braves team is the bullpen. Yeah, they've come out with a lot of non-roster invitees, but they're doing well. De Los Santos is lights out. He's doing great. Okay, you brought back Neris. I don't know what you're going to get from Neris. If you get Neris from 2 years ago, lights out. Right? I'm okay. You know, Dylan Lee is a mystery to me. Dylan Lee is great. I just don't understand why. He throws 92 miles an hour. His stuff should be crushed, but it's not. Guys, they don't barrel him up. And I don't know if it's a late release. I don't know if they don't see the ball coming out of his hand. He doesn't really have a herky-jerky motion. They just don't hit him. And maybe it moves. Maybe it has late movement. I don't know. Late movement is always
I was just about to say it may have something like that. Like you said, late movement. It could have a possibility to where it's just I mean, guys is a such thing as guys just knowing how to pitch. And we seen that with great Greg Maddux, you know what I'm saying? He could go up and down and everything, but it was more so his control and his command. And Dylan Lee, he has a little bit of I'm not saying he's Greg Maddux. Hold on. I'm just saying that, you know, he has like some command and some stuff and not have to throw so hard. And it's been working for him, man. It's been working for him for his career. It's interesting. I'm not sure if you guys already talked about Ian Anderson already, but I wasn't surprised by that move at all.
I wasn't surprised at all.
I wasn't.
I was surprised that we got back bad for bad, but we'll get into that. But you know, let's. I mean, because who's going to trade for Ian Anderson? You're gonna they're not going to give you anybody of value. Like the only way you do that is if you trade them for cash considerations. And I guess they didn't want that. The guy they got back is a lefty. He's probably your third lefty coming out of the bullpen, and he's probably going to be reserved for left-on-left situations. Like you got two lefters coming up, you're in the 5th or 6th or 7th inning, you got to face two lefties. You bring them in there, but I don't have a whole lot of hopes for him. But let's get to these Hawks guys. Bottom line it for me: can this Hawks team end up with a 500 record or better, which would be an improvement? Over the last couple of years, I think I can't recall if we finished 500 last year or not, but
I believe we finished under 500 last year.
Yeah, so it would be an improvement. Chris, let's start with you. You think this Hawks team can finish above 500?
Yeah, they can finish above 500, man. They can. They just got to put it all together. You know, toward the end here, they have the destiny right in front of them. They have a couple of games that they should win. They do have, like, you know, a game against the Knicks and stuff like that. You know, those are going to be tough games, of course. But at the end of the day, beat the teams that you're supposed to beat and compete against the teams that you're supposed to compete against, and, you know, give yourself an opportunity. That's the best scenario that the Hawks can do, is give themselves the best opportunities. And I believe when the Hawks play mistake-free basketball, or at least, you know, limit their mistakes, like, you know, like no more than, let's say, 12, 13 turnovers, it's really hard to beat this Atlanta Hawks team.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not giving you extra possessions that you were looking for. They're not giving it to you, and then they have guys that one guy, he can start with deflections or get steals, and then it starts, you know what I'm saying, going on to the rest of the teammates. You know, those are things that you know, to help the Hawks. And I think moving forward, as a team, just overall, the Hawks are going to be a better defensive team. Shoot, even in the last 3 games, their defensive rating would be good enough for 11th in the league. You know, so that's another thing too, man. They're trying to get a little bit better. I do believe, you know, having JJ back next year, and maybe drafting you a center or something like that behind Deboe, and, you know, the improvement of Moji, Barlow. I think, man, the Hawks can be a better defensive team all the way around too, man. Like, this is only the beginning, I believe. Yeah. We have the core pieces in Trey, Ricochet, Dyson Daniels, Deboe. You know what I'm saying? Those are going to be like
and JJ.
Yeah, of course, and JJ. So those are your core pieces. But also, you got to think about this too. When all these guys come back and they start clicking together, that right there, man, that right there is what should have Hawks fans excited and optimistic.
Yeah. I totally agree with everything you said, Chris, especially the chemistry of the 4 players you said with Ricochet, Trey, Deboe, and Daniels. And, you know, unfortunately, we don't have JJ right now, but he's still in the building. He's still showing his presence as far as, like, you know, sticking with the team. Can we finish at 500 and above? I think so, because, you know, T. Will and Chris, we saw the schedule they got for the next 11 games. I think they can easily go 7-4. But again, I touched on a little bit ago. What's so frustrating about these Hawks is, like, they're so bipolar. Where you beat a team like the Knicks, you beat a team like the Knicks, and you turn around, lose to the Jazz. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, no, man. So what could happen? You know, with the upcoming schedule, it's going to be kind of hard. Like I said, the next 4 to 5 games that we got are going to be on the road. But you know, down the stretch, it should be a little more easier for us. I think we can, you know, I think we can beat the Mavericks. I think that we can beat the Knicks. It's just other team. I definitely think we can beat the Trailblazers. I think we beat the Jazz. That's 4 wins right there. And the Magic.
You gotta beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Exactly.
Guys, we cannot lose to Utah.
No.
You know, so we can't lose to Portland.
Right.
You know?
But we've seen them do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. But we can't do it no more. I mean, we're 11-8 now since the trade deadline. And I believe we can improve on that, man. But that's what I said. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Absolutely.
And compete against the teams you're supposed to compete against, you know?
Totally.
No, definitely got to do that. Deboe, give me your best case scenario. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, I was about to say, I just got a question for you two, because we haven't talked about it. I know it's been on my mind, but I've been kind of like waiting about it. But I'm gonna ask you guys this morning.
Okay.
where does Kobe Buffkin fit into this offense?
He doesn't.
He doesn't. No, it just no. Yeah, it's a log jam, bro. He doesn't.
He doesn't.
I get it. It's unfortunate. Whenever someone gets injured, you never want somebody to lose a job over injury or lose an opportunity. But right now it's a log jam, and I just don't see any room for him.
I mean, who's he gonna look at? And you know what, Chris? I've learned my lesson. I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna run my mouth about Kobe Buffkin. Obviously, the Hawks see something in him, so I'm not gonna do it because I ran my mouth about Dyson Daniels. And thank God that it's totally the opposite. Dyson Daniels is great. I ran my mouth about Moji. So I'm not gonna do that.
DeAndre Hunter.
I did. I did. We're just gonna keep that between us, Chris. Come on, man. We're gonna keep that. Anyway,
I did not know that. I did not know that part. I did not know about that. I did not know that.
Yeah, I went. Look,
my bad. You gotta watch some of the earlier shows.
I'm gonna have to go back to the archives, yo. I'm gonna go back to the archives, goddamn.
Oh my God! You know what? Look, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna clown him, but I honestly don't know where he's gonna fit. Hang on one sec before we get into that. I got to do some housekeeping. Monte Carlo says the city definitely gonna be en fuego. Then he says, "Look at me trying to work on my Espanol. I can dig it.
Hey man, you working
on it. Muy bueno, Carlo. Muy bueno." Jay Black. Good morning, Jay Black. I would take 500 improvement gladly. Amen. Yeah. Please hit the like button. Please do hit the like, share, and subscribe button. But no, I don't think he had. Who's he going? Is he going to replace Karras? No, if we resign him, is he? I mean, he's not going to replace Moji. He's who's he going to replace?
It's a log jam, bro.
He's not going to replace Terrence Mann. Like who's he? You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know.
It's one of those things to where like I feel like Kobe Buffkin is going to by default because he's a first rounder. He may be one of the a guy that's probably going to push Garrison Matthews off this team. You know, so like he'll be the reason why Garrison Matthews isn't re-signed or something like that, so he can get the minutes that Garrison Matthews would get against certain lineups and stuff like that. And I'm telling you guys, like if Kobe Buffkin isn't traded or anything like that this offseason, the Atlanta Hawks are going to find a spot for him behind Trey. Now, I don't know how that's going to go. I know, the more ball handlers, I guess, the better. But or guys who can handle the ball. But you think about it, I mean, Dyson has been doing a great job. I think I would probably keep Dyson still, controlling the tempo of the offense and maybe just put Kobe at the 2 because that's what he is.
I think I might just bring back Karis LeVert and, wish Kobe well. Wish him well. Hey, brother, go with God.
I feel like you got to get something for that first rounder, just because
I don't.
You gotta look at it. The Hawks, as far as draft picks, are in a worse situation than the Falcons.
But we're good. Here's the thing, right? We got a decent squad. You don't. I understand, Chris. I do not have your acumen when it comes to rosters. I will give you that. You are far and above superior to me in that. But with that being said, all right, we are a much better team right now. We don't, because I'm looking at the dynamic of a scorer when Trey's not in the game. Karras is a scorer. I don't know. I don't know that I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just have a bad memory. What's his name? I'm sorry. Kobe Buffkin. I don't know that he's the scorer that Karras is. Karras can create his own shot, right? We got Terrence Mann. We don't need Kobe. Now, if you don't want to sign Karras, that's one thing.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just wish that I was Landry Fields right now.
Okay.
Because Landry Fields may believe in Kobe. And I'm just saying, guys, like, I really don't feel like they are done with Kobe Buffkin as much. Like we may be done with Kobe Buffkin because he can't stay healthy. Right. Anybody that continues to get injured over and over again, I side out him a little bit, including my boy JJ. I'm just being honest with y'all, man. injury availability is important. And
Yes, it is.
if you think about it, I'm looking at JJ even more with the magnifying glass next year, because we have to have at least a 70-game season from JJ next year.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
I
do.
At least.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with his money starting to kick in, even though that's a great contract and it's going to be even a greater contract in about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, guys, JJ, in order for this team to be better, we do need you to be available. And I know he wants to hoop. I've seen the tweets and everything like that. That man misses playing basketball, especially with this team.
Right.
And I know he's going to be better. I know he's going to be getting after it in the off season. He already worked out with Braun this previous off season. I expect that to continue, so he can continue to be better, because we were seeing almost like a LeBron-esque type of a game from JJ, especially when he'd get downhill. He's still leading us in the points in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm just saying, man, if he can go ahead and stay healthy, this Hawks team can go to another level. But at the end of the day, I know what Ricochet is doing. But JJ, until Ricochet shows different, and until Ricochet shows more, JJ is still the number 2 of this team.
Agreed.
No, I totally agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, agreed 100%. Q Lavender says, good morning, fellas. What to do, Q? Michael says, Veet took Kobe's job, and he's flashing now too in scoring, passing, and now defense. Agreed, Mike. It's only a great contract if he plays. Agreed again, Mike.
Right.
Mike is that dude. Y'all better recognize Mike is that dude.
See, man, we can see, man, Mike can come talk at the table, you know, so he can come chill at the table, you know. Man, everybody's good at the table, but man, Mike, man, hey, shout out to Mike, man, because he's one of many that's around in everybody's chat, you know, so showing love, giving everybody their watch time, their flowers, you know, so chiming in. So, hey, man, I appreciate you, and I'm pretty sure these gentlemen do too.
Hey, man, shout out to Mike, man. Shout out to Mike. So, hey, Deboe, let's start with you. Best case scenario, this Hawks team in this year's playoffs. What do you see him doing? Best case scenario.
I mean, we discussed it a couple of times, and we talked about like a couple weeks ago, and I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Jay Black. I don't know who it was who said that we can take 4 out of 5 from the Celtics, and that would be lovely. I just can't see that happen. I just can't see that happen. You know, so I think the best case scenario is us putting up a very good, putting them a good fight. Because more likely it'll be the Celtics put them a good fight against the Celtics. Maybe take them 6, man. But that'll be. I think that's when the season ends for just the reason I say that, because all the injuries that's happened to us, and we don't have the full team constructed to go past that. But I think 6 games against the Celtics before it's a wrap.
All right, Chris. Best case scenario.
Best case scenario. I think best case scenario, the Hawks surprise some people and maybe I'll say get to the second round, and I'll say possibly, let's say it's the second round, and I know it depends on matchups. That's what I'm saying too, but I feel like even with the team that we have right now, if we can play like we did the last 3 games and finish strong, the Hawks could catch a team at the right time, catch fire at the right time, and end up at least in the second round, at least.
All right.
I was gonna jump off the cliff, but I'm not. I'm gonna stay on the cliff. I'm gonna
jump off. Man, jump.
No.
Go ahead, Chris. Jump. I'm about to jump. All right. I'm gonna say we can beat Boston, and damn it, no, I'm not gonna jump.
It's like you want to, but it's like you know what I'm saying. Like people can come back to this and be like, "Hey, remember what you said?"
Yeah,
I'm not gonna jump. I think we can beat Boston. I think Cleveland at this point may be a little too much for us. I don't know. It'd be interesting, right? Wouldn't that be a matchup though, right? If we end up going up against Cleveland, we see Dre in the playoff.
Yeah, that'd be very
interesting. That'd be a hell of a matchup.
To be honest with you, y'all, I can see it happening. Just for me, I would want it to happen in the second round or Eastern Conference Finals or something like that. I don't want it to happen in the first round.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. I'd rather face Boston than Cleveland in the first round. Just my thoughts. But all right, guys. So we're gonna transition to our Braves here. Braves traded Ian Anderson, and we all know why. Look, love Ian Anderson. We'll always love him. Will always have a place in my heart, as he did throw a no-hitter a no-hitter until we brought somebody else in. But I mean, look, he had a no-hitter going in the World Series, but he walks too many guys and he doesn't strike out enough. And there's always base runners, and that's going to come back to get you. In spring training, he had the worst ratio as far as walking batters and not striking out enough guys, and that's going to eventually come back to get you. And that's why they traded him. They did trade him for a left-hander who's coming out of the bullpen. This guy had a 6.82 ERA last year.
Yeah, Suarez.
He's going to be a situational lefty. I don't have hope for what's his name, Suarez.
Yeah, Jose Suarez.
Yeah. I don't have hope for him, but look, you know what I mean. Maybe they can figure something out. I don't know. I really don't. I don't have hope for him. But again, shout out to Ian. Look, I got to give him his respect. He did help to deliver us a World Series. He will always be a Brave in my heart and in my mind for that. And got to celebrate him and give him his props, man. Respect due. But Ian, hey man, we had to move on. It is what it is. Definitely. Guys, tell me how you guys are feeling about this trade.
Go ahead, Chris.
For me, I'm gonna keep it really short. I knew it was coming. I felt like it was coming. Especially in the spring training when I seen he was having ups and downs, and he would get knocked around, guys. Let's be honest, he was. It was times he came in for relief duty, and the team scored off of him. So I just seen it, man, and honestly, it may be just time for a change of scenery for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Elder is next.
Yeah, totally.
You mean as far as trade?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying we was gonna see him. I don't want to.
No. I think Bryce Elder is another person that possibly maybe be on his way out. I know he got sent down to Gwinnett.
Yep.
I know Ian's been down to Gwinnett. So I mean, honestly, if they can get a deal for him to where it's like all right, we'll let him go for that. I can see the Braves doing it, but I also can see Bryce Elder still an Atlanta Brave, for an entire season too. So it's like I can see both.
Well, they'll probably keep him around because he's depth.
Yeah,
you can never have enough pitching, but okay. I'm working on my mouth. I just don't. I don't see his stuff playing up here, man. Like if you've got 92 with the fastball, your curveball better be dynamite. And you got to know how to. You can pitch up here with 92, but you need a great changeup. You need something to keep them off the fastball. And if you can't, you're going to get destroyed, right? If you don't have a great sweeper or a great curveball or a splitter, something to keep them off that fastball, it's tough, man. And I just don't see this stuff playing. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it playing up here. I don't. So
but as far in reference to the trade, I definitely saw a trade happening. I mean, his first start. Talk about Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson's first start. Everybody had all the hope in the world. This man's just walking everybody that he's walking. He had 5 walks in the first game. This man had 20 walks in 20 innings. You know what I mean? So it's like
can't do that. That's
can't do it.
Baseball right there.
No, you can't do it, bro. You can't do it. And it all came down to who's going to be the odd man out. Was it going to be Ian Anderson or is it going to be Grant Holmes? Man, Grant Holmes said, "The hell with that." You know what I'm saying? Because Grant Holmes, he been showing out this spring training.
Man.
So
he's got a new changeup, right?
Yeah,
he's got a new changeup, I think. Yeah, and it's working.
It definitely wasn't going to be AJ Smith-Shawver.
No,
it's just who are you beating out?
Right. Yeah, you had to show out. Plus, the main thing is a couple of things is that Ian Anderson, he's out of options. He was out of options, so it was if he couldn't do his thing, it's a wrap. And you guys show out, and he just didn't do it. And the whole world looking at Ian Anderson. and the whole world look at Grant Holmes. Grant Holmes went more and said, "Okay, I'm going to do my thing." He's doing it. That's how he made the squad. Ian Anderson didn't do it, and this is how this man got traded.
We got a 19-year-old prospect that maybe that possibly may be up on the Braves roster within the next season or two. I'm including this one.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, like, who are you beating out? Because I mean, that kid came out and in 3 innings of work, he got 7 strikeouts.
He dominated.
7 strikeouts.
And
19.
And that's not even J.R. Ritchie. We're not even like the Braves have some guys. One thing about the Braves, they're always going to draft pitchers. They you know what I mean? They're always going to draft pitchers. So they got guys that are a couple of years away that are dynamite. To your point, Chris, that guy, J.R. Ritchie, and I think there's one more guy that throws 100. Now, he got lit up in that same game, but he throws 100. So, I mean, look, they're going to be okay. Even to be honest with you, and we were talking about this, but I needed to bring up the fact that Raylo's velocity is down 2 miles an hour, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a big difference for a pitcher. And I'm a little concerned. Okay. And Chris, you and I have had multiple conversations about this. You took him, he was a reliever in 2023. He pitched 56 innings. He threw 140 last year. So it would not surprise me if something is going on there. So keep your eyes on him. He was successful in spring training, but his velocity is down. So I don't know if that's tired. Like, I don't know, but I tend to get concerned when I see a pitcher lose 2 to 3 miles an hour off his fastball. Now, he's still averaging 93, 95, but 93, 95 is not 96, 97. Raylo can get it up there to 100 if he wants to. And so that's a concern. Keep your eyes on that. The good thing about it is Holmes has been doing well. AJ has been doing well. And Strider should be back within the first month. Right? I think maybe third or fourth start, you got Spencer Strider back. So if there was a time when this could happen, it's now. Right? I think you're going to be okay. There's one more guy that, usually he goes and signs with another team and then some kind of way works his way onto the Braves. And you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jesse. Jesse is back, guys. Back again for what, his 7th time?
It was so funny. When we released him in January, I said, "See you soon, Uncle Jesse."
Amen.
when he signed with the Texas Rangers, I was like, "See you soon, Uncle Jesse." I already knew it. I knew he would be back. And at the same time, Jesse, as long as Jesse can pitch and can keep it in the strike zone, I believe he'll be in Atlanta Braves.
Think about it. This is the 7th time he's been back with the 7th time. He's been back with us, bro.
They got to put up like a picture or something like that, like all his different pictures when he came back.
Hey, man.
And it's so crazy, man. Just something about that Braves magic when you put on that Braves uni. And you know what I'm saying? And even if you're a guy who, with other teams, like it seems like you're bad, hey, man, you come here, you do good. Look at Chris Sale. Came to Atlanta from Boston. Still, thank you, by the way, Boston, for paying that contract. But came to Atlanta from Boston, and look what he's doing. Cy Young winner, first year.
Out of nowhere, bro. Out of nowhere.
In a couple of days. And it's just something about that Braves uniform, man. Like I said, Jesse Chavez, man. I believe Jerison Profar is going to be a benefit of that. And to your guys' point about Spencer Strider, man. Spencer Strider, I believe he's gonna win probably comeback player of the year. I believe he's gonna be healthy. I believe he's gonna throw gas. I believe he's gonna have command. I believe he's gonna be in the Cy Young running as well. I believe that the Braves are gonna have 3 guys who you can legit say, hey man, these guys are possibly Cy Young nominees. And I'm talking about Swelly, I'm talking about Strider, and I'm talking about Chris Sale.
Right. And that's interesting about the rotation that you brought up a little bit ago. And we were just talking briefly before the show started. I'm going to present the question again. Strider comes back, right? Do we go to a 6-man rotation or who's the odd man out?
I don't think there's an odd man out. I think you have two options. You either go to a 6-man rotation or Smith Schaber goes to the bullpen.
I was going to say Grant Helm goes to the bullpen and keeps Smith Schaber in the rotation.
And I can see that too, though.
You can do that. You can do that.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I mean, it's a good problem to have, though. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, right.
You know, so yeah.
It is. I mean, and then sometimes, the Braves can get flexible and be like, all right, Grant, what I'm saying, you're going to go down to the bullpen. We're going to get AJ. All right, what I'm saying, depending on the matchup, depending on the series, how it's going. All right, AJ, what I'm saying, we're going to throw you in the bullpen. We're going to give Grant just a few more opportunities. You know what I mean? It could be, like you said, it could be a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Very much a good problem to have. So, guys, let's do some predictions right now.
Okay.
Deboe, let's start with you. The Braves will win how many games?
93.
Okay. Chris?
I was going to say 89.
Oh, no. Okay. Wow. You guys are – I'm going to say the Braves are going to win 108. Braves are going to win 108 games.
108 games?
Yes.
108 games?
I'm going to say Braves are going to win 108.
I ain't gonna lie, we win 108 games. We better win the World Series.
I hope so. I hope you're right. Trust me. I hope you're right. Yeah. Let's do it. I'm with it, bro. I'm with it.
Yeah. I'm
108.
Gonna win. Yeah.
108. T. Will.
Hey, Chris, write that down. We got to put them at 108. 108.
And great minds think alike. You see what Mike said. Mike said I was 107. So there you go. If the Braves stay healthy, they're gonna wipe some teams out.
Right.
If the Braves stay healthy, now that's an if. But if this team stays healthy, they are going to mash some teams. You can go ahead and get rid of Florida. You can go ahead and get rid of Washington. It's a 3 teams race, and I really think it comes down to the Braves and the Phillies. Unless the Mets can get Dylan Cease. Now, if they can get Dylan Cease, that's a different conversation. But if they can't,
how about the Braves getting Dylan Cease? Now the Braves get Dylan Cease. Now you're getting A1 to start talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? A1 start throwing out astronomical numbers. But at the same time, guys, like 107, 108, I'm not mad at that, y'all, because the Braves do have that potential. For me, staying at 89, that's really like me just starting from ground zero. I feel like that's our base, 89 games. You know what I'm saying? Like that's at least. Yeah, I feel like we can win 89 games. But yeah, 107, 108, hey, we do that. I'm expecting us Braves to go to that World Series and hoist that trophy once more.
Right.
All right. The Braves will have an ERA less than 3.2. Yes or no?
Back.
Yeah, I say hell yeah. I mean, just look at the rotation, bro. Yeah, I think it'd be way less. Well, not way less, but I think it'd be definitely, less than 3.2.
All right. The Braves will hit more than 290 home runs. Yes or no? So in their record season, I think they hit 305. In 23, they hit 305. Just to kind of give you context.
Ooh. I think the outfield by itself is going to have about one. I say the outfield by itself will have about 130. You look at Austin Riley, he can get you some, but I think it's a little too high. I'm gonna say no.
All right, Chris.
What's the number again?
The Braves will hit more than 290 home runs this year. Yay or nay?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay, that's Chris for no.
That's the thing.
About it, and it's
where's it going to come from?
Well, so look.
I mean, no. Now that's not my question about where it's going to come from. We have the lineup to hit 290.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out: do we do it? Do we do it? Because I'm thinking instead of hitting home runs, I'm thinking we're going to have more plays that we're putting the ball in play. I'm thinking we're going to have more singles, more doubles, things like that.
Yeah. Especially with this hidden coach we got. Agreed.
Yeah,
Tim Hires, yeah.
That's the only thing. Maybe if we still had the same pitching coach, same hitting coach, maybe I would be like, all right, yeah, we probably try to hit that because we're going to be swinging for the fences anyway. But with this new guy coming in, I am optimistic that the Braves are going to be putting the ball in play more. Again, I'm expecting singles and doubles and even triples, to even go up. But I'll say the Braves will get to at least 265, 270. But 290, I'm going to say, it'd be great. How about that? It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm going to say 280. I'm going to say less than 290. I'm going to say 280 just because, to y'all's point, we do have a new hitting coach. He is probably going to emphasize your bat staying in the zone longer, which basically means a level swing. So I'd say probably 280. Now, with that being said, look, these guys hit home runs. That's what they do. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did hit more than 290, but I'm gonna say 275 to 280. So
that's fair.
That's fair. Guys, we're gonna take a break from the sports, and I'm gonna ask you guys a very, very, very serious question. And that is, who's better, Denzel and Remember the Titans, or Samuel L. in Pulp Fiction? Give me your thoughts.
Oh, man.
First off, did you guys see Remember the Titans and Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to say Samuel in Pulp Fiction, bro. He was that dude to me in Pulp Fiction. He was just that dude, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if I had to pick one between one or two, no, I'm going Samuel L. Jackson, bro.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Mike says Denzel. Chris,
yeah, I'm going Denzel. Remember the Titans, and you got to think about it. It's the football coach. It's motivational. He motivated those kids, to go out there and do things they didn't even think they were going to be able to do. Had some great puns and everything like that. A lot of different quotes in that movie that was funny as well. Now I ain't taking nothing away from Sam, man. Sam was the man in Pulp Fiction. He was, but just from a motivational standpoint, and just from a movie standpoint, overall, I got to give it to Denzel, man. That was a very good movie. Remember the Titans?
It was, yeah.
Water is for cowards. Water makes you weak. Water is for washing blood off my uniform, and you don't get no blood on my uniform. You just don't do it. Hey, man, that's a tough one, right?
Right, it is.
Because Samuel L. Normally, you two would be dead as fried chicken. But you happen to catch me on a day when I'm in a transitional moment, and I don't want to hurt you. I want to help you. But I've been through too much today to give this bag to your dumb ass. So go in that bag and get out my wallet. Which one is it? It's the one with bad MFer on it. You see it? Get it out. Like, bro, just that, like that, like, I love you, bro. Both these movies. I love both these movies. Golly, if Denzel,
will you ever quit?
We want some more. We want some more. We want some more. No, I gotta give that to Samuel L. Man, the monologue. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna walk the earth, like Cain in Kung Fu. So basically, without a job or legal tender, you're gonna be a bum. All things water into wine, Vincent. Like just that whole dialogue. I got to give it to my man Sam, man.
Him and John was doing it, man. I ain't gonna lie, they really well in that movie.
But I do love Denzel. Remember the Titans is one of my favorite Denzel movies. That one, Crimson Tide, X, obviously, Training Day.
Yeah.
John Cusack, like Denzel, man. I mean, he's great. But
my favorite, man. I would say. Train Day is 1 and X would be 1A, but that Train Day, man, like, yeah, that hit something different when he did that thing, though. When he did that joint, it hit different, bro.
Pelican Bay, I'm putting cases on all you MFers. You think you can do this to me?
Hey, so did she have liquor license? A liquor license.
Oh, wow. Oh, why would you go there? Oh my God, Deboe. Deboe's misbehaving this morning. Check him out. Oh goodness, Lord Jesus.
Deboe is in rare form this AM.
Hey man, you know, I make sure everybody pay attention. That's all.
Hey man, and then he was in Samuel L. was in Jackie Brown, although not as great as Pulp Fiction, but I liked his character. You know, when you absolutely
Jackie Brown wasn't about him.
AK-47, when you absolutely have to kill every MFer in the room except no substitutes. I love both of those guys. I love both of those guys, man. Definite. All right, guys. We've come at this point in the show. To this point in the show. Seems like we're talking about this every day. You know? Seems like in one way or another, this guy comes up like a scab that just won't go away. You guessed it. Our beloved Atlanta Falcons as the Kirk turns.
Man, you show this dude picture right here. My blood pressure shot up all of a sudden, man.
This guy just makes my toes itch, man. He makes my second and third toe in the they just itch like in that spot you can't get to, like just
see what it sound like you got bit by an ant in between the toes is what it sounds like.
That's exactly what Kirk is like, man. Like I'm not at the point where Carrie is, you know, Carrie, the producer for One Time for the Fan, and Carrie's my partner then, but Carrie's over it. Carrie's to the point she sees Kirk Cousins' face again. I think she literally will vomit. Like she's just tired of it. I'm not at that point, but Kirk is really trying my patience. Like really, really trying my patience. And guys, this morning we're going to talk about it. I want to be objective because I thought to myself, I don't know that he's asking for something that's unreasonable. It's just another item on top of the list of things he's already done that just we find irksome. So, there's an article out that says Cousins is planning to wait. Now, the reason this is important is Kirk Cousins has a no trade clause in his contract. So he's not going anywhere he doesn't approve, right?
Right.
So Kirk is saying now that he's planning to wait until the NFL draft to facilitate a trade from the Falcons. The reason for being patient is the 37-year-old quarterback to find a team where he can start and not have a rookie in waiting in the wings to take his job. This scenario happened last year. His cousin signed a $180 million contract, blah, 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 blah. So I understand it. I get it. And had he not acted a you-know-what prior to this, it might not be so bad, right? But this is just kind of like, I don't know. This is like somebody's drunk uncle going on a raid, just cursing everybody out, knocking the table, clearing off the dishes, all on the floor, cursing out your auntie, and then on the way out saying, hey, can you make my plate to go? What?
Yeah.
If you don't get out of here, if you don't get your you-know-what out of here, that's how I feel. How do you guys feel about this? Let's talk about this Kirk Cousins development this morning. Like, how do you guys feel about it?
One of the main things about this whole Kirk Cousins thing and this whole thing about him deciding, well, I'm going to see what happens after the draft. Well, guys, thinking about him making that move, that's taking another potential draft pick away from us because we could very possibly draft Kirk Cousins beforehand and get a draft pick. But because he made this decision right here, that's another thing that you can throw it out the window of getting any kind of draft competition this year for. So that's another thing about it. Like, this dude can't leave fast enough, in my opinion. I'm done with Kirk Cousins. But again, when you sign for deals like this, it's how the business is. And unfortunately, to Terry Fontenot right now, Terry Fontenot and Kirk Cousins camp is going through the biggest stare down you've ever seen in Falcons history, pretty much. And I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm just hoping, me personally, that the faster that we get rid of this dude, the better. And the only suitor, I'm gonna get you guys' opinion as well. The only suitor, the only team I can see us, trying to deal with Kirk Cousins to right now will be Cleveland Browns. That's the only team. Any other team right now, they already have their quarterback or about to get their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the Giants going to try to get Kirk Cousins. They got their eyes on Cam Ward. You know, and so I don't. But that's the only team right there. So it's very possible if we can't get him to the Browns or another team out there, maybe the Titans. Maybe I don't know about that. But if Kirk Cousins wants, this man's talking about he wants to start. He wants to be a starter. And by him, you know what I'm saying, digging his foot in the sand and leaving it at that, that's the only team I see him starting for would be the Cleveland Browns. That's it. So, it's very possible this thing might draw out, deep into May or of course post June. So, but dude, man, like you said, man, this dude's like he's like a bad itch, that you can't get to. You know what I mean? So it's like just keep going, man. And I'm like Miss Carey, man. I've had enough of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like you look at what this team's trying to do, try and get that bad taste out of last year. I'm definitely trying to do that. Having Kirk Cousins around, man, just reminds me of all the things that he did do or did not do, last year.
Mhm.
And man, it's just like, yeah, man. But that's my thoughts on it right there, man.
Yeah, Chris, your thoughts?
Well, man, at the end of the day, it's really just a series of unfortunate events. It all started off, really rocky from the beginning, and so a lot of people downplayed the fact that Kirk may felt some type of way about Penix and everything, and who really cares at the end of the day? I mean, I know that's something that just never just been happening, though. You sign a quarterback that much money, and then you go draft pretty much his replacement in the same draft. So we was in the headlines, all that good stuff, blah blah blah. Fast forward past the swag surfing in the 6-3 because we did have good times with Kirk. We can't act like we didn't. But at the end of the day, the end result was what we're used to. No playoffs, and you paid for one extra win. And now we're in the situation.
Yeah.
Now we're in the situation to where it's like, yeah, man. I mean, we're in the situation to where now it's just a game of chicken. We're gonna see who blinks first.
It is a game of chicken. It really is.
We're gonna see who blinks first. And right now, the last high card in this game that he has is the no trade clause. He's lost everything else because he thought that he was going to be able to say something on a particular show and be able to get out of the contract maybe that way, or get out of being with the Falcons that way. That didn't work. Now you're dealing with a situation to where it's a standoff between player and franchise. And honestly, I'm hoping that the franchise still is able to win this because we need it.
We do.
We need it, man. So at the end of the day, like I said, this is the last card that Kurt has to play is that no trade clause. But still, I still want Terry Fontenot, and because I mean we've got this far. So I still don't want you guys to go out here and do anything desperate just because either whatever you're looking for, try to get it. And if you don't, then guess what? I guess we're just going to have an expensive backup. Hey, he signed the contract. As soon as you start not showing up for things that are mandatory, I'm going to fine you behind. And I'm going to get the money back anyway. So it's just like, I mean, it's a cold game, but I mean, at the end of the day, we didn't start this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in this together, and we're going to figure this thing out. And we're going to figure out what's going to be best for the Atlanta Falcons, and I love that. I love that, that report came out because that's what it should be. What's best for the Atlanta Falcons, especially at this juncture. So if Kurt is on the bench, what I'm saying, I know people saying he's going to be a distraction and everything. I agree with everything that everyone has to say about he needs to be off the team. Why have him as a distraction? I believe in all that. But at the same time, like, I just believe that the Falcons are like, man, we don't pay this guy. If he has to be the backup, he's just going to be the freaking backup. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that, too, because next year in 2026, he's going to be gone anyway. So, and then he can go find his own team, whatever he want to do and stuff like that. But hopefully somebody does still need a quarterback after the draft, and we can possibly get something for 2026 in the draft for him. And, and just let it all be done. Wash our hands with it.
I think
Falcons should stay fast.
Right. And I think on top of that, man, the more I thought, as you were speaking, Chris, you said something interesting that, he could be a backup with us. And then after that, he's gone. Well, that's another year older he's going to get. And Kirk Cousins right now, he's at 30. Right. Yeah. No. What I'm getting at is that the reason I present like that is because this man knows he's not getting no younger, and maybe if he thinks that okay, he wants to be a starting quarterback. If I sit down another year as a backup quarterback with the Falcons, that's another year I could be playing for another team. Another year I'm getting older. That might give the Falcons a little more leverage to say, hey, you want to be a starting quarterback this year and not next year when another year older? Sign this team right here. I mean, that's just a random thought I just thought about just now. But like you said, at this point, man, it's like I'm just tired of it. I want what's best for the Falcons. Everybody on this panel wants what's best for the Falcons. I'm not worried about Kirk Cousins. And the sooner this dude can get up out of here, the sooner we can move on from this horrible experience.
Yeah, definitely. What this tells me is that Kirk and the Falcons are locked in opposition. And what may end up happening with Kirk, because I don't know that I would have done this if I'm Kirk. And I understand, look, you got to be true to your convictions. But what you've just assured, Kirk, you might spend your year at home. No, he probably isn't going to show up. He probably isn't going to. I don't see him. If Kirk can't get traded, I don't see him being in that locker room. I just don't. I think we are way past that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a risk because I think Kirk's best chance to get traded would be Monday night. For you to do that, you're trying to force your hands to be released. And I think the Falcons are so petty at this point. I don't think they will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they will. Because if you're the Falcons, can you? And what's up, King Richie? How you doing, man? Got to do some housekeeping.
What's going on, King Richie?
I don't think you can release Kirk at this point. You've locked your heels in. You said you weren't going to release them. You paid them the extra $10 million to now just release them. I don't know that you can. So this thing is going to the death. Right. This is an official death match, meaning if Kirk doesn't win, he's going to sit his ass at home. He's not going to show up to the Falcons, and we're probably going to find him every day. And I guess he's going to be okay with that. I guess he's going to be okay with that because that's what this move does. For you to do this, you just took yourself out unless you know that you're going to get traded somewhere. Unless there's already a handshake deal and you're going to get traded after June and you know this is going to come true. Now, It'd be real bad if what he thought was going to come true didn't come true and they drafted somebody or signed somebody and he ends up in the win. But he's very much taking a chance. I don't think the Falcons are going to release him now because why pay him that $10 million? You could have released him before that. I know $10 million is nothing to the Falcons, but it doesn't grow up on trees, right? So
I never felt like the Falcons should cut him.
I didn't feel like it either. I didn't feel like it either. I didn't feel like it either. But again, Kirk is digging a hole for himself here. And if it doesn't play out the way, like he's really taking that's like essentially saying, you know what? I got 6 books in my hand in spades. I'm gonna just assume my partner can get 4. We're gonna go 10. I got 6. Not I got 8 or 8.5 or 8. I got 6 and a hook, right? My partner says they have 2, but maybe they're underestimating. That's a big risk. That is a big risk, and I don't know that I would have done that. I don't know that I would. If I'm Kirk, I'm just gonna take my lumps, go somewhere else, and because you're asking for too much now. Kirk, you're 37, right? It's not like you're 27.
Right.
It's not like you're 24, 25. You're 37, coming off an Achilles, coming off a shoulder injury, coming off an elbow injury. You're not attractive, Kirk. Like if it wasn't for what you've done in the past, nobody would look at you. And that's
the point I was expressing a little bit ago. This man's 37 years old. If he truly wants a shot to be a starting quarterback in the NFL ever again, then he'll work something out with the Falcons to get him to another team. Another year, and as a backup, you're getting a year older. And by then, man, dude, it's a wrap for you. So if you can't be a starting quarterback this year, you damn sure ain't gonna be a starting quarterback next year because you're another year older. So
I wonder if we are at the point. This thing is bad, but it's gonna get ugly. And the reason I say that is because you don't make a move like this unless you're very stupid or unless you got some assurances somewhere. Like this doesn't make sense to me. If you're Kirk, your best option is to go somewhere and hey, let me just start over. And if they draft somebody, that's fine. I'll make my way. I'll play my way onto the field. But this entitlement stuff, I want to go to a team that's not going to draft anybody. Kirk, you're 37. You're not the quarterback of anybody's future.
Right.
Like, this is audacious.
It's coming very, very diva-like.
Yeah.
Very diva-like, bro.
It's very egotistic.
Yeah, exactly. Extremely.
It's audacious. It's
I like that.
And my dad would say the unmitigated gall of you, Kirk. Shout out to Dad, wherever you are. Hope you're resting well. Yeah, man. Whatever. I mean, look, Kirk, it's your life. Do what you got to do. I get it. But I just think that this thing, to Deboe's point, this is about the worst situation I've ever seen the Falcons in. From a contract perspective, from a relationship with a player, the longer this plays out, this is bad for everybody. I mean, it's just bad. So, I mean, I don't know. But if you're Terry F. Baby at this point, hey man, you push your chips into the middle of the table. You're all in. You cannot release him. So if you're not going to release him, you better get ready to find him. If you cannot work out that trade, because if Kirk is still here in August, oh man, oh wow,
and he's not going to show up to camp. Or I don't think I wouldn't think he'll show up
to camp. I don't see it.
Right.
I don't see it. I do not see it. This thing is combative.
So like you say, this thing could go for a long time and get uglier and uglier, bro.
Yes. It very well could. Look, I hope we find a way to push forward and just get out of this thing at this point. Kirk absolutely deserves to ride the bench for the way he's handled himself. And look, I get it. Obviously, Kirk felt wrong. Okay. And I'm not saying that he wasn't, because from his behavior from day one, he clearly had no idea we were drafting anybody. And I think Raheem said as much. But the other side to that, Kirk, is you're 37.
Right.
If you're 27 and you come here, or even 31 and you come here, I can see you taking that out. I can see you, I can see you being butthurt about that. Dude, you at the time you were 36 coming off an Achilles. You couldn't even do play action the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
had him in the pistol the whole game.
And if he just shut his mouth and just played, I think this thing would have worked out. There's a better way to go about this. I'm just saying there is a better way to go about this than do that. But whatever, man. Those are my thoughts. If you guys don't have anything else, Deboe, I understand you got an R&B scenario for us this morning, sir.
Oh yeah, bro. This is more on a rap tip, you know what I'm saying? And like I would like to chat everybody to participate, and watching your great show last night, T Will, made me think about this topic right here. Watching as we are celebrating, the power of women this month. And the great show you had, like I echo what Chris said. Please check the show out. What T Will did yesterday, and this is just a straight up question, man. And she could be part of a group. She could be a soloist. It doesn't matter. But of course, 1990. So try to keep it 1990 centric. But I'm gonna ask you, gentlemen, and ask the chat, who, in your opinion, is one of the greatest all-time female lyricists in hip hop?
Gotta be Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Gotta be Queen Latifah. I mean, you can say MC Light.
I was gonna say MC Light.
I vacillate
Yeah.
and Latifah, but Latifah was the ladies first, man. And you know, Moni Love. She didn't have enough. She didn't have enough hits.
Right.
I love Moni Love.
Yeah.
I love the Brits anyway, and she's a Brit. But I love Moni Love. I love the Native Tongue Posse. For those of you who don't know who the Native Tongue Posse is, that's Queen Latifah, that's De La Soul, that's the Jungle Brothers, and that's a Tribe Called Quest. And maybe and Leaders of the New School with Busta Rhymes and Charlie Parker or Charlie Brown. I'm sorry, not Charlie Parker. He was a jazz man. And one other guy. But either way, just going back to, I like MC Light, but I think Latifah dealt with a lot more coming out, a lot more friction. Not that it was easy for Light, but I don't think Light dealt with what Latifah dealt with. I just like Latifah. UNITY, that's for unity.
Right.
Ladies first.
Flavor Unit.
Yeah. I just, you know, I mean, and she actually brought on Naughty by Nature. She had her own label.
Right.
And is responsible for launching other groups. So for me, it's Latifah. Chris, you know, Deboe, how do you guys feeling about it? Chat, best female rapper of the 90s. Go ahead.
This is a toss-up for me. Like I said, I think, you know what I'm saying, you know, MC Light is up there. Her bio, the one about to say her bio work, she was really known for one hit, but she did a couple of other things as far as like providing verses and stuff like that. Would be the Lady of Rage. That's one right there.
Lady of Rage is pretty good.
But she just didn't have the body of work, you know what I mean, as far as that's concerned. And of course, you know what I'm saying, I gotta say the Brat.
Yeah, the Brat was decent. You could I want to say Missy, but Missy's really not a lyricist. Missy makes really good music.
Absolutely.
But I would not call her a lyricist, right? I wouldn't. So I can't say her. I love Missy. I can think of about 8-9 Missy songs right now that if they come on, I'm like, all right, y'all, let's go. But she's in no way is she a lyricist, so I can't say her.
Great musician.
Yeah. I like Foxy Brown, but I can't say her. You know, Foxy was, you know, again, 90s is different.
Right, it hit different.
The 90s would be it's a different barometer. Little Kim, I do like Eve, Mia X, Lauren
Mia X, okay, that's a good one, bro.
I like
No Limit. Yeah.
I'm gonna say of all of those that and let me spotlight Mike, but of all of those, honestly, I'm probably gonna say Eve out of all of them. Eve to me was the most consistent. I like Lil' Kim, but Lil' Kim had the benefit of being on Biggie's, I don't want to say coattail, and don't get me wrong, look, Lil' Kim, I'm not taking anything away from her. She could take it to the mat with anybody. But I think Eve was just a little, maybe just a, you know, maybe. I don't know.
I feel you though. But that Lil' Kim, when I think about Lil' Kim, the first thing I think about was one of the hardest verses a female ever did was on that Quiet Storm remix by Mobb Deep. I think that's one of the hardest lyrics. I think that's one of the hardest verses by a female rapper. Mobb Deep, Quiet Storm, the remix. When she got on there and she just came out, hot damn hoe, here we go again, and she did her thing.
Right.
That's one of the hardest ones I did. When I think Lil' Kim, man, the body work she did. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, T. Will, about the whole thing about her, you know what I'm saying, being side by side with Biggie and stuff. But you look at what she did as far as her being a solo artist, man.
Oh, I like Lil' Kim. It was close, but so my favorite Lil' Kim song is No Time. I got no time for fake.
I slept on. That's a slept on one, bro. That's a good one too. That's a good one too.
I love that too.
Yes, she did.
I love that. Like of all of her,
very slept on, bro.
That's probably my favorite.
Right.
But you know, I don't know. Bodie says y'all might not be ready for this combo yet, but Nicki Minaj is in the mix. Yeah, but Nicki Minaj is like now. She's like,
yeah, she was in the 90s, bro.
Years. We're talking pretty much. I mean, again, Nicki. Look, Nicki. If we're talking pure lyricist, Nicki is probably better than all of them. But Nicki also has a ghostwriter, so there's kind of like that asterisk. Because if you look at Nicki before Drake and after, I'm just saying.
You know what? I just remember a artist, and I totally forgot about her. She's recently just passed away, man. Like I said, same thing. Didn't really have to buy your word.
Elimination, gotta go. Yeah, gotta go. That's what you talking about. She had this song out called Elimination.
I'm talking about Boss.
I think that's her.
That ball, yeah, she has a song called Elimination. Yeah, she has a song called Deeper. You know, gotta let a blank be a blank. Yeah, man. Yeah, she has. Yeah, man. Yeah, she is. Yeah, Boss, man.
It's a shame because she didn't. She was very good.
Right.
She was. If it's the one I'm thinking about, bro, she was excellent. But let's let Chris get in. Chris, give me your thoughts, bro. What are we? And let me get the chat. Michael says La Chat from 3-6 Mafia. Raymond says Yo.
Oh, Yo. Yeah.
I used to like. Gangsta Boo.
Gangsta Boo.
I used to like Gangsta Boo more than La Chat. So. She did too, man. She passed away.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
rest in peace, man. Yeah, definitely. No, man. That you know what? I gotta, because I feel like there's some more that I'm not thinking of. Bro.
Right.
I feel like I'm missing somebody. I mean,
I did like Eve too.
I can't overlook Salt and Pepper because they were the first to do it, and Lord knows they faced a lot. I can't.
Oh man, yeah.
I can't overlook them. I cannot overlook them.
Salt and Pepper, bro. Yeah.
Oh man.
But
hey, fellas, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, fellas. I got to take this call and everything, but I'm gonna see if I can try to come back in though. But I gotta take this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, bro, go ahead. We're probably about to end it anyway. So, hey, man, thank you for coming on, Chris.
Appreciate it, Chris.
We'll see you. All
right, fam. In 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, brother. Deboe. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up anyway, but I don't know. Maybe we bring this back up again Friday, along with another thing that you'll have for us. But I really, you know what?
Yeah, something got to concentrate on. Think about, man. Yeah, put your thinking cap on, bro.
I'm gonna go to lab. I'm gonna go to lab on that because I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Right.
And I feel like I'm missing somebody critical. I like Latifah. I really did. But I feel like I'm missing somebody. So we'll continue that on Friday. Yeah. Look at everyone in the chat who joined us. Thank you. We appreciate you. Could not do this without you. Deboe, tell these very fine folks in the chat where they can find you, bro.
For sure, man. Young, peep your boy out. Deboe Vibes on YouTube. A lot of food. And like I said, I probably am doing a video later on, man. Keeping it Atlanta centric, all that good stuff. So Deboe Vibes on YouTube, Deboe Vibes on TikTok, Deboe Vibes on X, and the real Deboe Vibes on Instagram. Holler at your boy. And hey, man, another great episode. Appreciate you, T Will. Thank you so much. And T Will, man, hey man, can the hardest working man YouTube, man. Do you sleep at night? That's my question. How do you what goes on, man? Because the T Will see right here, this T Will, I think you were just sitting in that chair all day just doing videos, man. Like you don't stop, bro. So man, hardest working man YouTube, man, hardest man working man is Atlanta content creator streets, bro. But hey man, it's much appreciated. The work that you do is, I know it's a labor of love, and it does show across the screen, man. But it is very much appreciated, everything that you're doing, bro. And I'm just happy to be a small part of it. Part of it.
I appreciate you, Deboe. It's weird how you never know where you're gonna meet your friends. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yes, thank God I went to that content creator thing in McDonald, man, because I wouldn't have met you. And I thank God I did, man. You know,
yes, sir.
I was telling you that the other day, man. You never know where your friends are gonna come from. And I'm glad we met, man. I'm glad we can do this, bro. And I'm just glad to be able to talk Falcons, Braves, Hawks at Atlanta sports, man.
Yeah.
I'm humble to be a part of it, and it's just about the journey. You know what I
It
mean?
is, bro. Yeah.
And trying to create the definitive work that cannot be surpassed.
Bro, we live in a beautiful city, man, and we love our sport. We love our sports teams, bro. And it's just it'd be hard pressed for me to find another city that's as frustrated as a sports teams, all of them, as Atlanta is, dog.
Yeah, no, you're
and
right.
You know, so but we still loyal to it, bro. And we will continue to be so, man. And it shows with all the content creators that present their work across the board. Yeah, there's no, as far as like the fandom and the content creators and podcasts and everything, there are no fans like the Atlanta sports fans at all.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Not even close.
100%. Love ATL. Love all my ATL folks, especially love all my ATL sports fans for any sport. That's Bulldogs. That's Atlanta United. That's Falcons. That's Hawks. That's Braves. That's Dream. That's the hockey team. Whatever your sport is, if you're an ATL fan, you are all right with me. So, hey, man, with that being said, man, I want to thank y'all. I want to thank God for waking me up this morning. I want to thank God for allowing me to be here. And Deboe, you put out something I did not know the other day, man. I want to thank God for you, brother. I did not know you are a cancer survivor. And I want to say, wow, that's amazing. And I want to thank God for that because, hey, man, God saved you. Because now I can add another, friend to my life. Look, I'm being selfish. He saved you so we would know.
Here's the thing about it, and this is why I put it out there. And for those who looking at chat, Thanksgiving, a little after Thanksgiving of 2022, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh wow! And, I did not know that 2%
of men get breast cancer. Richard Roundtree had breast cancer. You know what I mean? So I was diagnosed with breast cancer. 6 months of chemo. I lost 35 pounds. Almost lost my finger because there was an infection from the chemo that went to my middle finger. Spent 10 days in the hospital because I got multiple infections. Losing hair all over the place. This just grew back a year ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that had my mastectomy September 9th of 2022. And 2 months of 2023. I'm sorry, 2 months of chemo.
Wow.
2 months of radiation, and now I'm on tamoxifen, where I got to take tamoxifen, which is like an anti-cancer drug, for 10 years. Okay. I say all that to say this: when you go through any kind of difficulty in life, particularly cancer can whoop your ass, and it going through the chemo and everything, you start feeling less than human. You start feeling less than normal. And so one thing I said to myself, I said, when I beat this, not if, but when I beat this, I'm really going to enjoy life. I'm really going to enjoy life. And now that I'm cancer free, being on things shows like that. And that's why I started the whole YouTube thing, man, because, and with the whole Atlanta Falcons sports team, or the Atlanta sports teams in general, I wanted to be with like-minded individuals who love sports as much as I do. But more importantly, I wanted to feel normal again. Amen. Because whenever you get cancer, you start feeling less than normal. Being on a platform like this show right here makes you feel normal again. Just going out and then, be able to walk. That's another thing. For 3 weeks I couldn't walk because somehow the infection went to my legs where I was bedridden. So you're looking at all difficulties that you go through in life. If you just keep your faith in God all the time, he'll see you through it. Like I said in that video I did. Keep your trust in God and believe in God at all times. He will get you through it. And so that's my story. And like whenever you got a story to tell, you gotta tell it because you never know who needs to hear it. So, but yes, sir, I'm here. Man, and cancer free,
bro. I'm glad that you told it. And number one, praise God, man. Praise
For sure.
God. Yeah. I look it, man. That touches my heart. That's really something, man. That is. I did not know that about you.
Right.
I thank God. It's amazing at how it's amazing how things will just line up, right?
Absolutely correct.
And I can't do anything but thank God. You said that the other day, and I got friends that are going through stuff, and you just never know who needs to hear it. So, right. Deboe, man, I'm so glad that I met you personally.
For sure. Absolutely.
Professionally, man. And hey, man, let's continue to build this thing. To anybody out there suffering with cancer, we want to pray for you. Keep going, keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
We want to wish you well, and we want to whoop cancer's ass. Amen.
And I reach out to anybody, man. Like anybody hearing this, if they just need somebody to talk to, reach out to. If you're going through, like I said, cancer is. I know people say, "Oh, I'm cancer free." Like I'm cancer free, but once you get cancer one time, you're always part of that community who people who do have it. So if you just need somebody, words of motivation, hit your boy up. I got something for you. You know what I mean? So you never know.
Amen. Amen. With that, I got nothing that can compete with that, so I'm not gonna try.
Oh, you gotta let us know what's going on tonight, T. What you got to think going on tonight on the show, man? Nothing going on tonight.
Got nothing going on tonight, brother. I'm gonna work the rest of the day and just relax, man, and get ready for tomorrow's show.
Okay.
With John from Out of Your Fountain.
John, yeah. We do a little chop talk.
Yeah, man. If you want to hop on, hey, man, morning chop shop. Deboe, you got an invite to any show I got, and you know that.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, man. In all seriousness, brother. Hey, man, praise God. I'm glad to hear that.
Absolutely, bro.
Hey, man, let's keep building this thing. Let's keep going. To those in the chat, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Couldn't do this without you. And hey, man, I hope you guys have an amazing day and amazing week, and just enjoy yourselves. Everybody be safe. Again, thank God for this. Thank God for bringing me Deboe and Chris and everybody in the podcaster community. You guys have all become like family to me. So I appreciate y'all, and I don't throw that out there. I'm not a guy that just praises people for no reason. When I say it, I mean it, and I mean it when I say it. So there it is. But with that being said, man, hey, thank you to everybody. Again, thank God for waking me up this morning, allowing me to do this podcast. And last but not least, I want to thank Chris A1 for joining me. I want to thank Chris A1 again. Chris A1 has been a godsend to me. Definitely want to thank Miss Carrie, as always, best producer in the world. Last but not least, I got to thank Mr. Jack Spade and Mr. Eric Parker for giving my start in this business. You guys have an amazing day. Rise up, go Braves, go Hawks, go everybody. See you guys when I see you. Goodbye, everybody.